to the Executive Outlook. Today, we are joined by Chaitanya Baddam, a leader in AI and innovation, particularly in the insurance tech space. So, Chaitanya has extensive experience in implementing AI to drive business transformation and has valuable insights on overcoming adoption challenges. Chaitanya, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Isha.
Can you please introduce yourself and tell us about you, what you do, so everyone will have an understanding about your experience?
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Chaitanya Baddam. I'm the Chief Data Officer and part of the founding team member at COVU. It's an InsurTech startup that's rethinking how independent insurance agencies operate. And my role is pretty broad within platform and technology. Day to day, I wear like lots of hats: technology, product development, agency acquisitions, onboarding new partners, and of course, data. But honestly, the most rewarding part is the people side, right? Building a team and a culture that can move fast, experiment, and turn ideas into real impact for our customers. And what gets me really excited is that we are not just building software, we're proving that small and mid-sized insurance agencies can compete with anyone when they have the right technology. And we are giving them time back, helping them grow, and fundamentally changing what's possible in an industry that desperately needs innovation.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So, right now, many companies say they are adopting AI, but they are struggling to move beyond the pilot projects. So, what do you think, according to you, is a real blocker? Is it technical, culture, or something else?
So the real blocker isn't technical at all. Companies are trying to bolt AI onto their broken processes, right? They want AI to make their inefficient workflows faster. They should be instead asking, would we even design this process this way if we started today? And the second problem is that pilots rarely escape the lab. You prove that AI works, everyone loves it, then it gets stuck in like procurement, compliance reviews, or IT integration for months. So the companies that break through this have one thing in common: it's the executive sponsorship. A senior leader who can just cut through the red tape, actually get things done.
The point you are trying to make is it should start from the leadership, executive leadership, and then it should brought it down.
Yes, because I think folks have ideas with what they're doing, their pain points, but at the end of the day, they're not able to get their pilots out the door, right? It's stuck in this red tape bureaucracy within companies, but they need like a strong senior leader who can just cut through this red tape, break the barriers, and get the AI to the company, right?
Mm.
That's the only way that you can get it done. And one thing that leaders can do tomorrow, just pick like one painful, repetitive process that involves like judgment calls, right? Be it like underwriting, claims, pick a problem, customer onboarding, anything. And ask your team, if we rebuilt this with AI from scratch, what would we do differently? Or what would we stop doing? And that's itself surfaces the real opportunities. And we could also think about it differently, right? Because there are organizations who probably know how to use AI, but they need to convince their users, like operations or the rest of the company, that this is a great investment for them, right? And to get that support and buy-in from everyone. So I'll give you an example, right? One thing that we did at COVU is we got all the senior leaders into one room. We had everyone from product, technology, architecture, security, operations managers, compliance, marketing, everyone into a room. And we said, let's pick a real problem that we are facing, and we will show you from product side how we can build it. And tell us how you want this product to function, right? Think about, these are the restrictions we have in the current system, what we are doing, everything. Tell us like how you think the product should work. At the end of the day, you can go imagine however you want it to work, right? Forget about the restrictions that you have. And we gave them 20 minutes to jot down all the points that they want this product to do. 20 minutes, that's it. It's not like a product document specification, nothing like that. 20 minutes. We took all those documents from everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and said, we dropped it into AI and we said, hey, build this product for us. It consolidated all those documents, and that's it. Within the next 20 minutes, you have an up and running product. It's that easy. And you have to see the reaction from the broader team. It was like a mic drop moment. The jaws like literally dropped to the floor. We are stuck here doing, hey, I need this button, I need this feature, small feature, the colors from marketing. It's like, forget about all of that. If you had to re-innovate, rethink, what would you do? It's so easy to build a product these days. It hardly takes within 2 months, if you have a problem you want to solve, within 2 months you can switch up a product. So product is not the constraint anymore.
Is it reliable? Like, for example, AI, when I use a lot of AI, it makes mistake, right? So we cannot 100% rely on it, but yes, 80% amazing output, right? So if you want to make a product which is production ready, so is it okay to rely 100% on AI?
See, AI is not at the rate where you can 100% rely on it, but you have to have a senior engineer or someone looking at the code, right? Because at the end of the day, you need them to have a strong domain knowledge and a strong background in development, right? So they need to look at the code and say, okay, all right, this looks good. Or, I have reviewed this code, and they mark it up saying, okay, this is approved, and so forth, right? But that's where it's about 85% there. I think in the next few upcoming releases, I think it will be at a point where, you can automatically have like the requirements doc right now. You can have a working prototype automatically. You can ship that, and then you have the product, which automatically gets developed within the cycle through AI, and then you have the review, and it's up. You think of a feature, it's like you can ship it out in a day. It's that fast right now.
Absolutely, I agree. And one of the scenarios I want to share with you, recently we thought to add on one new page to the website. So, in that scenario, earlier it used to take so much time from the design to explain the design how we want it, because content writer write the content and then it goes to designer and then it goes to the person who does the coding into certain languages, and then at the end it comes to the user, that how it looks like, and then no, I don't want this, and a lot of iterations happens, right? And then it goes to the deployment side of it. You can just simply create the design, like you can add your thoughts, you can add your points, and then it will gonna create the design automatically. And even the web page also, the website which you are thinking to add on, and then you can directly import that into your website or directly add that thing, and then it can be deployed. It has reduced so many iterations.
Yeah.
And from a user perspective, it is so easy to explain it to them what we need now. Definitely, this was just a example of a website. Similar things into the product designing, what we need, what features we needed. So it is really helpful. All right. So you have shared certain idea about the AI implementation you have done with the senior leaders. Do you want to share more examples of AI implementation in the insurance tech space which you have done, which has actually delivered the results? And what problem have you solved? And were there any surprises?
Let me give you a concrete example from 2024. So, we were working with insurance agencies and noticed a pain point where agents were, drowning in email. We literally went through their inboxes. Just to give you a little background on the business that we do, right? We help like independent agencies manage their book of work, right? And the agencies hire agents to actually go through the email that they're receiving from like different ends, and they sort through those emails and they try to find which of those emails actually require an action or they need attention. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack every single day. So it's really painful, like, getting like hundreds of emails and you're sorting through that. So we built an AI system to solve this. So the system automatically classifies incoming email. into three buckets. First is marketing, notifications, spam. These are all things that need no action at all. So these are all invalid emails at one point. And then we have like valid emails, which are actual customer requests that require human judgment. And the third piece is the game changer, which is closed by AI, which means that emails our system can understand and it can completely handle autonomously. No human intervention required, right? So that's the system that we have developed. So now imagine you have, and we support like multiple agencies and all that email coming in and automatically getting flushed out, right? So the results were dramatic actually. So by the end of 2024, that's the whole year that monitored it, we were automatically closing out 95% of invalid emails, 95%. And that's noise, just stealing the agent's time. But what was the most interesting part is the percentage of emails that we could close autonomously that varied by agency, right? It was not like the same across agencies. So some agencies had about 30 to 50% closure rate of the total email volume. Some had like 60 to 65%, right? And the time savings were massive. We knew that from the start, but agents went from spending like hours on email triage to focusing on what they're really good at, which is advising customers, solving complex problems, and building these relationships. So that's one example. But I think the most surprising piece that we had was the efficiency gain, right? That was one piece. But the psychological impact that it had on agents, that was the biggest piece. That was like the unknown or the surprise effect that came out of it, right? To the extent that one agent said that I actually joined as an insurance agent to help these customers, but I became a glorified email sorter with everything going on, right? So that was their job. So when you remove the cognitive load from people, they not just work like faster, they work better and they're happier too. So that's the biggest benefit. And it depends from agency to agency, right? The results depend from agency to agency, and AI impact is not uniform across these agencies, but it also depends on the agencies having like a better email hygiene and having clearer processes. They see like higher automation rates, and we should just keep it on top of our mind that technology at the end of the day is the enabler, but operational discipline is the multiplier.
Thank you so much for sharing the use case. I am really excited to hear that, and I truly believe the agents were really happy after implementation of this automated agents for sure. So one thing is there, which is bad data leads to bad decisions, right? So what are the most common mistakes you see the executive make, and how they build systems that actually is trusted by the leadership? So be it in terms of data, be it in terms of AI. So what are your thoughts on this?
The most common mistakes I see that executives do is trusting data because it's in a dashboard, right? Not because they understand where it came from. And these pretty visualizations hide the ugly data pipelines at the end of the day. And here's the test, right? You could go ahead and ask your analytics team, hey, if this metric moved by 20% tomorrow, could you explain why with confidence? And if they can, then you don't have the data integrity. You just have a data theater in front of you. And to build systems leadership trust, you need like three things. One is the lineage transparency, right? Leaders should be able to trace back any number back to the source. So if your CFO asked you, why did the customer acquisition cost spike? And your team shrugs, then you have a problem, right? The second thing is human in the loop validation. So I think we touched a little bit earlier, but AI should flag anomalies, right? Not just in coding, but in data or in anything. AI should flag the anomalies, but humans should be able to verify them. And trust comes from knowing that someone looked at it, right? So I think human in the loop validation is extremely important. The third piece is the incentive alignment. So if your data team is rewarded for building dashboards and not for data accuracy, guess what you'll get? Lots of dashboards with questionable data, right? At the end of the day. So just think about the incentive alignment for the team. That's extremely important. And the other thing is the companies that get this right, they treat data infrastructure like they treat financial controls. This is boring, rigorous, and auditable, but they treat the data right.
So if we will make sure these things should be aligned, so automatically we will have a good data in place and good decisions in place.
Absolutely. Very critical too.
A lot of things are going on from the AI perspective. Every week, new products are being launching. Every week, new models are being coming from different AI like ChatGPT or Cloud or other products. So, as a founding business member, what is your take? What the executives should be doing right now in order to prepare for this shift?
So first thing is executives should stay on top of technology, at least try to understand what is coming out. And the second thing is AI changes the way that we do things, right? So if you think about like the traditional products or like the CRM, they were built on a flawed assumption that relationships can be managed through manual entry or task tracking, or they just became like a system of record, but they're not a system of intelligence at the end of the day, right? And
Mm.
AI changes that game because it can ingest signals human could never track, right? For example, you have customer interaction, you have like the support tickets, you have like the product usage pattern, you have like email sentiment, market signals, and it synthesizes all this information to what actually matters for the sales rep without the sales rep actually having to log it. So the system should know your customer better than your CRM admin does, your product admin does. And the executives should enhance their system with contextual relationship intelligence. Let me give you an example there, right? So instead of saying, hey, let's go ahead and update this opportunity stage or something within a system, AI tells you his customers' usage dropped 40% last month, right? Their CFO changed, and their biggest competitor just launched a product that competes with yours, right? And here are the three things that you need to do with this opportunity, right? So the AI knows more about your customer than your sales rep can. And
Mm.
that's what the executives should focus on, right? Stop treating your product as a place where data just goes to die. Use AI to pull intelligence out of that system, right? And push it into tools people actually use, like Slack, email, workflow systems. These systems should work for humans, not the other way around, right? So that's what companies should do right now.
So it will gonna help in conversion with lot of new like sentiments, analyzing different sentiments and different vectors, and then you can reach out to in that perspective, right? So this is, and that can help to increase the business.
Exactly. So it's not just one piece, right? So AI is not just analyzing what happened with that customer or what is happening with the company that the customer is at, right? Or it knows everything about the customer and it says, oh, looks like there's a competitive edge or a competitor that this customer has. Let's utilize this opportunity, right? Rather, and it also gives you like what are the next steps that you need to take or what are the best three moves that you need to take. It's not just hey, this opportunity is aging like 60 days and then you get an alert saying, okay, it's 60 days now, just follow up with the customer on why this is aging. No, because you have to put some contextual intelligence into the system, right? And that's where AI changes the game.
Thank you so much. Like you have shared a lot of insights how to adopt it, about integrity and the business transformation that we are experiencing. because of the AI. So it is really great. We appreciate you to be here, and I hope the audience will gonna like it for sure. I really enjoyed the discussion, so I'm very positive for that.
I appreciate the opportunity, Isha, and it's my pleasure being on your podcast. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.